It's been quite a while since I talked about my core tech essentials. These are things that are with me 100% of the time that I'm working or doing something creative. Meaning it's a combination of things I need for creating videos or if I'm at my office job. Some of these things I was able to get away being very frugal, and others I had to spend more to get a much higher quality, knowing I will get, hopefully, years and years of good use. This is my tech everyday carry setup. But first, if new to my channel, thank you for stopping by. Here we talk about minimalism, frugal living, tech, and things of that nature. So if that sounds good to you and you end up liking the video, be sure to like and please use the win scar on the subscribe button. Let's get started. And a portion of this video is sponsored by Bellroy. I'm going to start with the thing that holds almost all of my tech essentials, and that is this tech pouch. Specifically, this is the Tech Kit Compact from Bellroy. This pretty much just stays laid out on my desk at home or my desk at work or pretty much anywhere that I'm using my laptop. I had no way of planning how perfectly my items would fit in here, but I really lucked out. It comes in a few colors. I obviously chose black, and it easily fits in my hand, hence the name Compact. That rhyme was not on purpose. I'm familiar with other tech organizers, but something that sets this apart from the other ones that I've used is that this is not rigid, meaning I can fit all of my items in here and it conforms to whatever's inside. Not to mention, the pockets in here are plenty sufficient for my essentials. I'll have a link for this in the description box, as well as a discount code for your entire order off Bellroy's website. Thank you, Bellroy, for sponsoring this part of the video. Wireless mouse. And this wireless mouse is easily one of my favorite things that I own at all. Probably because it's the epitome of affordable and high quality. Once again, this is something that I use at home when I'm editing or just on the computer or at work, where I also edit. It's the Logitech G305 wireless mouse, and I believe it was about $40 a couple of years ago when I got it. It has a USB receiver that works as soon as it's plugged in anywhere, and there's no need to install any software. If I'm using this at home, it's plugged into my laptop's USB hub. And if I'm at work, it's simply plugged right into the computer's tower. And when it's not used at all, it's easily strapped into the band inside of the tech kit. This thing is extremely reliable, fairly cheap, durable, and there's even ways to customize the functions of the side buttons. If I'm really nitpicking, the only thing I can say is that the scroll wheel could be a little bit quieter, but it's really hard to complain about that. Chargers and charging block. In this pocket here, I keep my two charging cables, one USB-C to USB-C and one USB-C to Lightning. Unfortunately, I'm not yet able to have the same charging cable for all my devices. However, I've been able to use the same charging block for all my devices, which I keep in this pocket right here. This is an Anker 65-watt charging block, and I don't know how it fits so perfectly in this side pocket. It's like it was made for it. It has two USB-C ports and a USB-A, meaning I'm able to charge my computer and my phone simultaneously and at about the same speeds they would charge if they were in their native charging block. And if my phone is plugged into this thing by itself, it charges very fast. I know there's always been some concerns whether fast charging harms electronic devices. I can't say I've ever really experienced that myself. External hard drive. My external hard drive is a 1TB SanDisk SSD. This is where I keep my phone's backup, any pictures I may have that I want to keep from the past, and some digital copies of important documents behind several layers of safeguarding, of course. Any footage that I use for my videos is actually moved right from my memory card to here. And I also edit directly off this, meaning I never really actually have a lot of stuff on my computer's hard drive taking up space. I know it's probably wise to have more than one backup, and that if I lost this, I would lose some pictures and stuff like that, but honestly, it's nothing I'd really lose sleep over. Aside from my personal use case, this drive is extremely fast. Copying and moving things on and off of it takes seconds. Not to mention, I really just like how tiny it is. USB-C hub. Unfortunately, my laptop doesn't have all the ports that I need built into it. Thank you, Apple. A while ago, I got this USB hub that essentially adds a memory card reader, an HDMI port, a USB-A port, as well as a couple of others. My particular one is this pretty cheap hub that I found on Amazon a couple of years ago, and it served me well for the most part ever since. It's very slow, meaning it takes forever to move things from my memory card to my computer, then my computer to the SSD, but really not that big a deal. The HDMI port gets used when I'm watching a movie on my laptop and want to watch it on the TV. This makes me able to do that. It stays right in this back pocket here along with my hard drive. Phone case. Now moving outside of the tech pouch is my phone case. For the longest time, I was actually just using my phone without a case, and I did drop it several times, luckily without damaging it. I finally decided to do the smart thing and get something to protect it a little, which will hopefully keep me from having to replace it prematurely. This is a cheap $15-ish silicone case I found on Amazon, and for me, it gets the job done. I've had expensive phone cases years ago in the past, and I honestly prefer this one when it comes to quality and, of course, price. Right now, I just really can't bring myself to spend an extravagant amount of money on a phone case. I understand it protects my phone, but like I said, this is getting the job done for now. There really isn't much to say about this because in the end, it's just a phone case. Keyring. My last everyday carry video about a year ago, I showed this keyring that is made by Orbit Key. Basically, it's just this carabiner with magnetic clasp and keyring. I included this because it is indeed an essential, and magnets, I guess, are tech. This clip gets hooked onto my belt loop or my backpack depending where I am, and to release my keys, it needs to be pulled in a very specific direction. I had some concerns at first at whether this magnet would be secure or not, but it's pretty strong to say the least. I also have an AirTag on here, as sadly I'm one of those people who loses their keys pretty often, even though I definitely put them in the same place every single day. So my AirTag has saved me a few times since then. Just like everything else I own, I'm pretty rough with this, and so far it's been able to take a beating. Anyways, that pretty much covers my complete tech essential everyday carry. Also, I wanted to mention that I just made all of my custom wallpapers free to download on Ko-Fi. There's no catch, just make sure that you'll kickflip over the subscribe button and go check them out. I hope you found some of what I carry and use on the daily useful, or at the very least, entertaining. As always, I appreciate the time you spent here and I appreciate you watching. If you did like this video and you like this type of content, be sure to like and consider subscribing to my channel, and I'll see you next time.